the most controversial country in existence. When there are global events like wars, it is talked about. And when the situation is peaceful, it is also discussed. Despite its relatively small population and territory, it houses a large part of human history, sacred places of the three main monotheistic religions of the world, and is one of the most powerful and rapidly progressing countries. It has made countless scientific and technological contributions while being at the center of a permanent conflict in its region. Today, I will tell you about life in this country, the customs and traditions of the Jewish people, what you should avoid doing if you visit, where to see the church where Jesus Christ's tomb is believed to be, and much more. 1. Israel is one of the youngest sovereign states in the world, and at the same time, its creation is based on one of the oldest documents, the ancient scriptures collected in the Old Testament. Israel declared its independence in 1948, following the Arab-Israeli War of the same year. After the end of World War I, Palestine emerged, in whose territory there were Muslims and Jews who entered into constant conflict until the end of the war in 1948. This is when the Nakba, or Palestinian Exodus, began, and since then, both states have been in conflict. Currently, the state of Palestine has limited international recognition and is located in two regions bordering Israel, the West Bank and the Gaza Strip. 2. It is the only Jewish state in the world and is one of the most successful countries for several reasons. The first significant Jewish diaspora occurred in 586 BC, known as the Babylonian exile. After the Babylonians conquered the kingdom of Judah, some of the Jews were deported into slavery. Jews have been a minority in the countries where they have lived, and this has given them an incentive to excel. Because they are a minority, they also have a strong social network that allows them to help each other prosper in personal and professional life. On the other hand, they are always prepared for war due to external threats. And because they have few natural resources, they place importance on educational and human development, like countries such as Japan, Taiwan, or finally, because they have a relatively small territory, they have a high concentration of talented people, which makes innovation and intellectual cultivation easier. 3. Israel is the only country in the world that has managed to revive a dead language. After the Jewish diaspora, the population began to use other languages, and Hebrew continued to be used only for religious matters. With Jewish nationalism, Zionism, Hebrew began to be recovered and is now the official language of the state. Aramaic, on the other hand, is close to extinction and is spoken only in some localities in Syria. Both languages are written from right to left and from top to bottom. The Old Testament was written in Hebrew, and many common names have their origin in it, such as Sarah, Mary, Anna, Michael, John, or Raphael. 4. Zahal is the name for the Israeli Defense Forces, and they have not lost a war. Despite its small population, it has one of the most powerful armies in the world, surpassing countries with many more inhabitants, such as Canada, Spain, Vietnam, Thailand, Mexico, or Argentina. Its army is among the top 20 most powerful in the world, and among these, Israel is the only country with less than 10 million inhabitants. It is believed that the Israeli state has atomic weapons, between 80 and 400 nuclear warheads, and possesses the capability to use them with airplanes, missiles launched from submarines, and intermediate and intercontinental ballistic missiles. They also excel in the design and manufacture of drones, such as the Heron TP, the Hermes 900, the Tactical Heron, or the Bird's Eye 650. 5. If you go to Israel, walk the streets of Jerusalem or the beaches of Tel Aviv and see people with weapons, don't be alarmed. Military service is compulsory, and it is common for Israeli men and women to carry out daily activities while carrying weapons and wearing military clothing. Men serve for a minimum of 32 months, and women serve for 24 months. They can serve in numerous units: mountaineering, underwater combat, the Oketz unit, Shayatet 13, Sayeret Matkal, Skylark unit, Yahalam unit, among others.